At a hidden location, 50 miles outside London, Britain's best-kept secret is being protected. The story behind these scenes will not begin to emerge for another 30 years. Some of it may never be revealed.
Everything was destroyed. There wasn't a scrap left. Churchill had ordered it, so we thought that must be right.
It was part of the job to make sure that nobody knew what we'd done. There'd be no trace.
We did really keep this secret for the good of the country.
There was an element of mystery. You couldn't say anything about it at all. This is the first time I've talked about Bletchley since I was there.
This was the largest code-breaking establishment the world had ever seen. This was Station X. Here was once a hidden city of 10,000 people. Here, the enemy's most secret codes were broken. In hastily constructed huts, many of Britain's best and brightest worked round the clock to decode the secret messages of the German war machine. The world's first programmable computer was created here specifically to break German codes, but no one ever knew. German messages were often read here before they were seen in Berlin. In the history of warfare, never before had one side known so many of the enemy's secrets. It revolutionized the way wars were fought. Its legacy still has impact on our lives. This is the story of Station X.
When I first went there, I was just so amazed. I hadn't the faintest idea what I was doing. I had no idea that anybody did anything like this at all in a war. I thought you just blast it off, and eventually more people died on their side than on ours, and that was it. But in effect, you got to Bletchley, and they began to tell you what it's all about, and I was absolutely amazed.
In World War II, Hitler introduced a new kind of warfare, blitzkrieg. Lightning attacks by tanks and planes together brought Europe to its knees. Speed was everything, and speed of attack meant speed of communication. The Second World War became the wireless war. Every day, the skies were full of radio signals. The German High Command had trained thousands of wireless operators in preparation for the conquest of Europe. The operator's job was to be able to interpret the staccato tones of Morse code in any conditions. But there was still the problem of how to keep the messages secret. The Germans had developed the most elaborate code-making device the world had ever seen. The Enigma turned a message into unintelligible gibberish, letter by letter. When the message was sent in Morse code, all the enemy saw was a meaningless string of letters. But when the German operator at the other end typed in the coded letters, the real message would appear. In this way, vital war plans could be kept absolutely secret.
The experts were of the opinion the German cipher machine Enigma is very secure and it is impossible with analytical means to break into this cipher. So the confidence for this cipher was, especially with the experts in the high command, very great, and they had never any great doubts about the security of this machine.
Unter Umständen Tage brauchen würde, um einen der Sprüche, die bei uns durchliefen, zu entziffern, dann wäre der Wert dieser Information schon überholt gewesen.
This is the machine the German High Command believed would protect their secrets. This is the Enigma.
The complexity is enormous. I mean, if I sent just one message on an Enigma machine today, it would still take a super Cray computer, the fastest in the world, a year to go through searching for that one message without supporting evidence as to what that message might have been.
The British had no answer to the Enigma. As war moved closer, the airwaves were full of coded German messages, messages that could be intercepted, but not read. Room 40, deep inside the Admiralty, had been famous for its code-breaking successes in the First World War, but now the cupboard was bare. If war came, Britain would have to take on the challenge of the Enigma. In 1938, the British Secret Service bought Bletchley Park, an ungainly mansion 50 miles north of London, outside the village of Milton Keynes. A wireless receiver was installed to pick up German messages. Its call sign was Station X, and that became the unit's new name. A small group of codebreakers went to the new location to try it out.
The first party came to Bletchley Park in early 1938, and this was known as Captain Ridley's hunting party. And that was the cover story for it. And so this was the group of people who came down with their chefs and their butlers and supporting staff and had a right old time proving that Bletchley Park was eminently suitable for this code-breaking place.
It was beautiful, lovely, rose gardens, mazes, lovely old building, wonderful food. My mother didn't know where I was. I was reasonably young. She had a sort of trust to, I don't know what she trusted to, but I told her these people were very respectable. It must have worked all right because we came back and everybody was satisfied with how it had gone. We went back to work not knowing if war was going to come or not, but if so, we figured we'd be back. And we were.
This morning, the British ambassador